Welcome. This is an introduction video to the EZPZ Premium 2018 for Excel. This video is going to go over the first module. It's called the EZPZ Module. I'm just going to go through each of the cells fairly briefly. I don't want to make this a very long video, but just to give you an idea of how the spreadsheet works and what it does, so you get a feel for what an EZPZ spreadsheet is. Okay, we're gonna start with the start screen after we close out of the splash, and the EZPZ module is this first one here. We're not going to get into any of the other two modules. That'll be for a separate video. You can definitely check those out in those videos as well. Okay, so we're gonna hit select. Okay, we're gonna launch ourselves into the EZPZ Sales Module. Okay, for 2018. You can see here there are a lot of buttons and there's a lot of information. Definitely utilize the what is this buttons. They're spread throughout the spreadsheet. The getting started checklist that's on the right, as well as the items to enter and some of the helpful information below. This screen is your menu. We're going to create an order, receive information, receive inventory in. We'll do some sales. We'll enter in some data, here as well. So you can just kind of get a feel for how the spreadsheet works and all that. Okay. First thing we're going to do is obviously I'm just going to assume that the getting started items have already been done. The products masters, the first item. You can see here that there's a preloaded list of LuLaRoe items. The core products, the Disney products, and Elegant products have been entered in. Unfortunately, none of the holiday, Halloween, Valentine's Day items have not been added in. Those are more limited capsules. I consider Elegant a little bit longer limited, so that's why I added it in as well. Probably of the capsules, that'd be the biggest one to include. So I'm navigating. I'm going to hit home. The reordering system set in the inventory summary tab. Here we're just going to go with the default min-max. Definitely read through the two items here as to how they work if you want to utilize a reordering system. The ref tab, reference master, those are preloaded as well. Year is set to 2018 and we are using gross receipts. Actually, gross sales would be the one that we choose here for this. Initial inventory and then begin receiving. So initial inventory, so this is important, is entered into the receipts manager. Okay. Actually, sorry, the receipts ledger. Okay, and you can see here on January 1st, enter your beginning year, and then December 31st, enter your end. If you scroll a little bit to the right, you can see the two modules here. We're just going to assume at the beginning of your inventory that our inventory was 0. And obviously, since we haven't ended the year yet, we haven't entered anything for that as well. Okay. Okay, and that's it. And then we can start getting into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the order manager. If for those of you who have used 2017 flagship, which was last year's version, this should look familiar to you. Nothing has really changed. You enter in the date of your order and whatever order number. Oftentimes this is blank until you have actually ordered the number. Tracking information is optional, of course, and then the date of receipt. And then from here you will need to know the style codes of the items you're ordering. That's a medium Irma. Let's do a small Sarah. Let's do one more. Let's do a Patrick extra large. Okay. Quantity needed is just reference for you, just to give you an understanding of how many you need. Let's make a min order there. And then from here, you will go into build and then build your order. You'll order the items you need. Let's just say there wasn't enough Patricks, so you're only able to get 2. So you had to fill in with leggings. And you had to get 8 to get your order. Okay, actually, that's 16. It's a good thing I brought up leggings. Leggings are handled in EZPZ as single item, as a pair. However, in build, they count as half, or in this case, a 2-pack. 2-pack equals 1 item. So you would need to order 16 single pairs or 8 2-packs in order to get the minimum order of 30. Okay, we'll just let's just assume that you place your order, you got the order number, tracking you don't have to put in, that's optional, and then let's say a number of days later, let's say 7, it took a little longer over the weekend and so forth. Okay, we got it received. You paid $40 for shipping. Now the total with the discount, which is the default 5% discount, would be $665, but on the amount paid, you will put in what you paid for it. If you used your retailer card, it should match. If you used an outside source like a credit card or a bank account, it'll be a little bit higher. And that's it. Okay, so once we receive the items in, we will write in the actual items received. This will tell the spreadsheet what you're receiving in as quantities. Again, if you have any questions, you can use the what is this. Okay, and then we're ready to transfer. Usually if you're short an item or if there is a back order, you'll see a variance show up as -2. But in this case, no variance needed. I will go over the missing items and back orders in a different video. Just for the introduction here, I just wanted to give you a feel for how the spreadsheet works. We're going to hit transfer. Okay, it's going to transfer the information to the inventory and receipts tracking. That's your receipts tab. This is your general ledger. This is where all of your inventory receipts and wholesale movements go. So this will be a running ledger. It'll include a lot of data, but this is where your general receipts go. Your inventory purchases, so this is tracking every time you've made a purchase, so a line item for that, and then it clears off the order manager. That is how orders are placed. That's how orders are processed. So now is a good time to go home, check the inventory summary, and you can see, I think I have to look up Irma's. Actually, we're just going to click View Current Inventory, and that will set a filter of everything that you've brought in. And you can see there's the items you received: 10 medium Irma's, some leggings, Patrick's, and Sarah's. Okay. Once you're done, you just click Done Viewing Inventory, and it'll bring back the general list. It's important to use Done Viewing Inventory if you want to be able to view the number of pieces that you have in stock. 38 being the leggings, because we have leggings for build count as half, but leggings for EZPZ still count as 1. Again, you're going off of sales items, and then it'll give you items like a valuation, what the total average retail valuation is, and of course what a profit potential would be as well. Okay, so that's your inventory summary. Let's take a quick look at the profits and losses. You can start to see that we've brought in, what amount we spent on inventory purchases, what we received, items we've received in for that month, and so forth. So it's starting to build the profits and losses a little bit. Okay, now that we have some items in inventory, let's do a pop-up. Okay, now this is the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. This is the pop-up manager is really what a lot of people like about EZPZ spreadsheets. What it does is it manages every pop-up. Not only does it manage the sales that you bring in, but it also allows you to calculate some things out, like, okay, how well the pop-up performed. Hostess rewards. What does the hostess get based on the sales and so forth? So a lot of cool stuff here. You'll want to be aware, for those of you who have used 2017, the pop-up codes have been expanded a little bit. Now's a good time to go to the coding master. You can see here that I've added a third letter instead of the 2. Used to be Facebook sales were FB. Periscopes were PR, and so forth. I had to add the third letter because of the the proliferation of different methods within Facebook. We have Facebook albums, we have Facebook lives, you have all sorts of different types within, there's like sub pop-ups within a general area. So That's why I expanded it to the third. So just be aware of that. So getting back to here, let's just say that this was a Facebook Live sale. Oops. I keep typing the R. Facebook Live on the 10th, 10/18. Okay. Again, if you have information, if you have, need guidance on this, you can definitely go to the coding tab, and that's where it will tell you here. Let's set up our hostess rewards. Let's say that they get a free item automatically for hosting, and then they got let's just say we were not going to sell 10. Let's just say for this buy 3 get 1. Okay, just so we can show that the hostess rewards are there. So you can see here under the hostess rewards, automatically they get their free item, and as we build more sales, you'll see that more rewards will be tracked. Let's give this pop-up name just Facebook Live. Let's say post New Year. Okay, and then hostess name, we'll just say Jane Doe was your hostess. Okay, so now the front end of it is built, and then we can start building in the sales. A lot of people you can either do it live, if you have a Lula helper or an assistant, or if you want to take the time to enter it in as you complete the sale, or especially if you're doing a Facebook Live, once you've done the live, just before you invoice, you can enter it in here. Some people wait till the whole party is done, then enter it in. So it's really up to you. That optionality is there when you enter it in, just as long as you do, and then you're able to track your sales. If you take a little bit of time to track your sales, you'll definitely see some benefits of it, and we'll get into that in other videos. You'll be able to do in-depth sales analysis. You'll be able to do in-depth revenue tracking, all these different kinds of things, customer analysis. A lot of stuff can be built upon that information, but it requires data in order to do it, and the only way to get data, especially for a spreadsheet like this, is to get it entered in. Okay, so being able to do it. Let's just build a couple customers. You can see here that error checking is running. That's a cool new feature for 2018, just to give you some error checking with that as well. We're gonna apply her sale to hostess rewards, and let's just say she bought 3 medium Irmas at full price. Now you can see over here at hostess rewards that the free items have gone up to 1 because she met the buy 3 get 1 for threshold. So now let's just close out the party and then do the hostess rewards. Okay, so we'll do 2 free items. We're not going to apply her sale to hostess rewards because she is the hostess. And let's just say she got 2 free pairs of leggings. Okay, so then we're going to apply the discount there because they were free, and then we can just go over here and redeem it as 2. Okay, in the older versions in 2017, it was a little bit more complicated, so I kind of simplified it a little bit. Just manually redeem the rewards once you've issued them. I think who, with the hostess, what their reward was, as far as the sales. So, mark it up here and then record it down here. Okay. If again with discounts here, now we'll go over these in a little bit more in depth in the PMGR pop-up manager videos, but I just kind of wanted to give you an overview of how sales work. One feature to notice for this year is that shipping and handling fees are dealt by customer, and they're down here under the order status tracker, versus doing it up here, which was by line item. It's easier to do it when you think of a customer rather than all of the customer's sales by line item. Oftentimes, a customer can be up here, they can be down here, they can be down here, and it's hard to track what you've charged them for shipping. Whereas if you do it down here, you can automatically see how many items they purchased, what their sale was, so you can issue a shipping and handling fee. Now this will go into bless under the fees. When you send their invoice or put their invoice together as well. Okay, so this is what a normal sale will look like. Your input data will be here. And of course, there's all of the background data that runs to the right, but no need to worry about that too much. That's just kind of engine data that runs the spreadsheet. We're going to hit transfer. Yes. Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? And then it will start to transfer the data throughout the rest of the spreadsheet. Particularly, it will go the sales. That's your largest ledger. Okay. You can see it starts to build. This is a really big spreadsheet, so that's why it did take a little bit more time to do. I think 20,000 lines long, rows long. So as you build sales, they'll go here and they'll just keep building on top of it. Your pop-up tracker will track here, so you can have just a list of items for all of the pop-ups that you did, what they made, how many customers, how many items you sold, and so forth. Discounts, all of the discounts you've given will be tracked here. Your shipping and handling fees are tracked in a separate ledger. The IPA tracker, now this is this will give you a chance to mark down all of the IPs that you've completed and then kind of start to model based on a goal. So if your goal is 10,000 or 12,000 a month, as you build IPAs on the left, it will start to become clearer as far as like, okay, I'm want to do 20 IPAs this month. Here's what I need to make, and here's what I need to average on each IPA. And again, we'll go over these in other videos, but just kind of give you a brief overview. Once you're done here, do you want to clear the pop-up manager? Yes. Clears it out, and it's ready to go for another pop-up. Okay. Now, EZPZ Premium 2018 has 6 pop-ups in it. Last year's version had 3, so definitely, I listened to your feedback, and I know a lot of pop-ups remain open. So, 6 pop-ups this year. So, awesome. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's do just a quick overview of Wholesale. For those of you who do, you can't run a business or a boutique without doing wholesale transfers. These would be things like, wholesale transfers between other retailers, both for incoming and outgoing. If you're doing swaps, if you pull an item for personal use, if you do stock adjustments, anything like that, those are wholesale adjustments. Last year's version used the receipts manager, which was it worked, but I wanted it to be a little bit cleaner, so that's why I included the wholesale manager. If you were to do a transfer, let's say you purchased some items at wholesale. Just say purchase. It would look something like this. Okay, let's just say it was a large Irma, and you transferred in 1. Be mindful of the plus or minus. If it's incoming goods, it'd be a positive. If it's outgoing, if you're doing a swap, you would be doing that there. The wholesale transfer price is what you actually paid for it. So not often is it at the actual price. Sometimes it's a little bit more. Let's say in this case it was a little bit more because we paid some shipping to bring it in. So the $15 at wholesale plus $18 would be what you paid for it. Okay, so there's a little bit of a difference there, and it just runs kind of like the the order manager and the pop-up manager. Okay, we're going to complete receiving. It's going to run it to receipts, run it to inventory purchases, and then clear it out for you there. So, new feature for 2018. Definitely one I'm very excited about. So, I think you'll be excited about it too. Inventory summary. We did reordering. Okay. Oh, we can do a little bit of reordering. In the inventory summary, we'll just view current inventory. Okay. Now, if you set a specific reordering system, a good example would be like in Patrick's, done viewing. Okay. Let's just say we use the min-max reordering system for the Patrick's. So I'll come down to the Patrick's and set a min-max. Okay, here. And all it is for min-max is if you drop below a certain quantity, the minimum, then order me quantities to bring me to the maximum. So a 310 would be if your inventory drops below 3, the system will say, hey, you need to order more. You need to order up to 10. So it kind of builds you a stock, versus a target on hand is just, say, a target of 5. If quantities drop below 5, it will tell you, okay, you need to order, but just order up to 5, your target. So one number versus two numbers, both are acceptable methods for reordering, but you know, it just depends on your personal preference, you know, as far as that. So now that I set it for those Patrick's, I want to view the inventory, and you can see here now, okay, Patrick's, the in stock is at 2. That is below the min threshold of 3. So it's going to ask me, hey, you need to order 8. So from there, I can build an order. Okay, so that's how the reordering system works. You would say, hey, go order 8, and then once you have an order filled, typically being 30 items or more, you can start to transfer the information over to an order manager. In this case, we'll just transfer it to the pink. Okay. And then the transfer is successful, so it starts to build you an order in the order managers. Okay, now that we've done some sales, we've done reordering. Let's take a brief look at the profits and losses now. You can start to see we have some gross sales start to build in. There's that shipping and handling we collected. That's revenue. Your cost of goods sold is starting to calculate. You now have a gross profit. And now the information you have on the inventory purchases are there. So as you can kind of see, you know, kind of what the crux of this entire spreadsheet is you're building a story. You're bringing in inventory. You're selling inventory. You're marking down costs and revenues and all that different stuff, and then just builds it into, you know, one sheet, your profits and losses, to kind of tell you how well your boutique is performing, and kind of give you a health report for your business as well. The other part of the profits and losses is, of course, expenses, which would be right here. Yep. And this is just the same as last year. It's just a general ledger. You'll start to build in every time you spend money for your business. The date, the category, and so forth, with that as well. And then as you enter in, okay, let's just say office supplies. There it is. Okay, let's just say office chairs or something like that, and let's just say we're 500. Okay, so now that we've built expenses in, if we go back home and then to the profits and losses, you can see now the expenses are starting to build, and so forth. And now, because of that really high expense, we're now posting a loss rather than a profit. Okay. I don't want to get into too much more detail as far as that. Like always, the user manual will have individual, I'll be posting videos for each individual one so we can get into a little bit more depth. But I wanted to, with this introduction video, just kind of give you an idea of how the EZPZ spreadsheet works, particularly with the EZPZ Sales Module, the full version, the robust version of the spreadsheet, as far as bringing in receipts, marking down your purchases, navigating, just kind of give you a brief overview of the spreadsheet. I hope you liked this introduction video. If you're on the fence or you're just exploring the spreadsheet itself, if this is your first time, definitely if you have any questions, contact me. Click on User Manual or Help Center. These will take you to the website, and then from there you can click Contact, and then you can type in your information, and it'll send me an email that for you to get a hold of me for that as well. So that's the introduction video. Stay tuned for many of other videos to go over this awesome spreadsheet.